What's going on, everybody? I am Jake, aka Bomber, and it's time to talk about AEW All Out. We're going to break down the card. I'm going to give my predictions because I know predictions don't seem to do too well on the channel lately, but you know what? I love predictions. I've always been about predictions, and if you've been around for the JRPL days, you know that I'm always going to be involved in predictions. So there you go. All right, so the card is coming up. We got CM Punk on the card. We're going to talk about that match in a little bit, but let's just kick it off with the buy-in Casino Battle Royale. The winner receives a shot at the AEW Women's Championship. It's going to be either Britt Baker or it's going to be Kris Statlander. We'll get to that. But I think this is everybody's kind of been begging for Ruby, not Riot. I was going to say Ruby Riot to show up. We've been seeing the little vignettes that she's been putting on her own Twitter, and she's, stealing cars, and my guess is she's going to show up to the Casino Battle Royale. She's probably going to come pulling up in a car or something. I don't know. It's going to be something flashy. It's all out. They're going to have to go all out. But I think Ruby will debut at AEW. And again, I don't even know if the timing works, but I'm thinking it's going to happen. I'm thinking we're going to see it. Will she win? It's really obvious. I think it would be a little too obvious for her to win. I think it's definitely down between Ruby or Thunder Rosa. If you don't think Ruby is going to be in the match, if you don't think there's really a chance that she's going to be in the match, your safe bet is probably to go with Thunder Rosa. She's been getting pushed big time, getting wins over every single competitor on any show she's been on. Dynamite, she's been on Rampage, Dark. Ever since she's been fully signed, she's been getting pushed really hard. So my guess, I think she's got a chance even if Ruby Riott does debut, because just a debut doesn't necessarily mean a win, but it doesn't hurt. Obviously, I can't pick two people, but I think it's down between those two. Do I want to risk it and go Ruby to get the win, or do I want to do the safe pick and go with Thunder Rosa? Because I don't think anybody else has a chance. No, nobody else has a chance, I don't think, to win this thing. I am going to play it safe, as I tend to do sometimes on these predictions. It's not as flashy, it's not as exciting, but I'm going to go with Thunder Rosa. But I wanted you guys to know that there's a pretty strong chance that Ruby Riott's going to be in this thing, and she's probably going to win if she is. But I'm going to go on the cautious side. I'm going to pick Thunder Rosa to get the Casino Battle Royale win to go on to face the winner of the women's title match that we'll talk about here in a little bit. So on the main card, we got Jon Moxley versus Kojima, Satoshi Kojima. Man, if you follow our TEW 2020 series that we do on the channel, you may have seen this match in Ring of Honor. Luke may have already booked this match. I'm not 100%. If he didn't, he needs to, because he's got both of these guys on his roster. And if you haven't checked that out, by the way, quick little plug. Go check out our TEW 2020 series. We have 2 full seasons out, over 40 episodes of some insane fantasy booking, full drafts, all kind of stuff. Okay, enough plugging aside. Let's talk about this match. I think this is going to be Moxley here. Moxley really hasn't done much ever since he dropped the title. He's kind of been, turning his wheels a little bit. Hasn't had much going in AEW. He even lost his title to Archer, the New Japan United States title. So I think this is more of a highlight match. He's mixing up with the New Japan guys. Kojima's kind of, a legendary name if you are a big fan of Japanese wrestling, which I am not, but I'm trying to learn a little bit more. I understand that he is a big name, which I'm not too familiar with him. I guess I'm going to see on AEW here. I've seen a very, very little bit of what he's done. So he was just an Impact not long ago as well. But I'm going to go with Moxley here. I think this is going to be one of those at the end of the day, at the end of the match, Moxley's going to get the win. It's going to be one of those going to bow. They're going to, show their respect. It's going to be like a kind of a nod to, Moxley. All right, you're the badass. You're coming up. You're taking over the, the New Japan little feud that they're doing. He's a top guy there when it comes to that. So I'm going with Moxley to pretty convincingly get the win here. I think this is a pretty obvious match here. So Moxley gets the win in this match. Let's move on here. Let's go to the next match, which is, oh, Jesus Christ. Paul Wight, the Big Show, formerly known as, versus QT Marshall with the Factory. His bunch of little jobber goons in the back there. So I don't even know. What do you say about this match? Really? I mean, if you're going to showcase Paul Wight, the Big Show, coming in, I know this is going to be a very limited thing. It's not like he's going to be wrestling on the regular. If you're going to try to do a showcase match with the Big Show, Paul Wight, why are we doing it with QT Marshall? This is hilarious to me. I know the story is, QT Marshall, he's the booker. He's one of the bookers. He has, a lot of pull. He can put himself in these high profile matches and stuff. And I mean, it is what it is, but I don't think there's a chance in hell Paul Wight loses this match. He's a Hall of Famer. He is a legendary talent. He's not going to have many matches in AEW. Maybe he'll lose one down the road, but it's not going. I will be shocked if he loses to QT Marshall here. I will be absolutely blown away. Obviously, there's a lot of shenanigans that can happen with his goons. Obviously, that's possible, but I'm not going with it. Not here. Not now. Paul Wight gets the win for me easily in this match. So. Moving on. Let's see what we got next. Oh, we got Andrade versus Pac. Wow. Okay. Or Pac. Sorry. I don't know which way you prefer. I've heard it several different ways. I usually say Pac, but I know other people say Pac. Chavo Guerrero in the corner. I think this is going to have to be a win for Andrade here. He has really not done a whole lot since coming in. They had a little fumble with Vicky Guerrero coming out as his manager. And then they're like, okay, wait a minute. This isn't working out. Let's get somebody else in here. And I think awesome job bringing in Chavo. Super happy to see Chavo in AEW. That's really cool. I'm really interested to see how far they can go with Chavo in his corner. That's going to be really fun. So Andrade hasn't got a really big win yet, and this is going to be a big high-profile win against Pac here at the pay-per-view. I don't really have any reason why Pac would win besides maybe to move Pac up in the rankings. But then again, you're going to be killing Andrade in his first pay-per-view coming in. I don't see it. I don't think it's likely. It's possible, obviously. I don't think it's likely here. This may be match of the night we're looking at right here. These two guys are going to go out there and put on an awesome show. But I think Andrade at the end of the match will take the win and hopefully move him up the rankings. And I don't know if he's going to push for a world title anytime soon, but we're going to get him up there a little bit higher. So Andrade to get the win on his first pay-per-view here at AEW All Out. All right, what's up? What we got next? We got Steel Cage match. The Young Bucks putting the titles on the line against the Lucha Bros. So, quick little history lesson. This is the second time the Young Bucks are taking on the Lucha Bros at All Out. The first one was at the first All Out in 2019 with the AAA tag team titles on the line. And I believe that was a ladder match. I think it was a ladder match. And the Lucha Bros, I know that they definitely beat the Young Bucks. So, I'm thinking they threw together this tournament to get to name normal contenders for the Young Bucks because there really hasn't been a lot happening with the Young Bucks besides they've been coming in and just beating team after team after team after team, putting their titles on the line. So they really have almost beat everybody in the division at this point. And the Lucha Bros weren't even together that much, and they kind of got thrown together for this tag team tournament, which they ended up winning, beating the Jurassic Express in the tag team final that tournament. And they actually lost to the Young Bucks last year at All Out in a tag team title match. So just a little bit of history backing up this match here as we head into this cage match. For some reason, seems pretty random that was announced right off the bat, but at least it's something different. We got a ladder match from these two teams the first time 2 years ago. Now we're getting a cage match. Who knows what we're going to get next time? I don't know. But Lucha Bros took the win at the last pay-per-view. I don't think that they're going to come in and get another win against the Young Bucks. I don't really know what they're doing with the Young Bucks. Obviously, they have this whole elite thing with Kenny, and they got Callis, and they're just being a bunch of dicks out there. And I think it's just going to continue. I don't see any real reason to stop it right now. And I also don't see any momentum with the Lucha Bros coming out of this. Like, are we going to get a big tag run with the Lucha Bros out of this? I don't see it. We're definitely going to get one at some point, I think. This is one of my harder choice matches on the pay-per-view, but I think I'm going to side with the Young Bucks only because I don't see really any direction either team's going to go after this. The tag team division's very, I don't know, kind of up in the air right now as far as like, there's not a lot of stories going on. It's just tag team matches to have tag team matches at this point. There's not a whole lot of stories besides obviously LAX and FTR. There's going to be a really big story with that, but I don't think we're going to be getting that here. Who knows? We might get that. They might announce that later on. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, it's not announced. And for the pay-per-view anyway, we are getting it on TV, but scratch all that, throw it all out the window. Young Bucks are going to get the win because I think they're just going to keep this going until an actual story develops that they fall into, besides, hey, we're just going to be a bunch of dicks and we're the Young Bucks, which they're doing a really good job. They're making people mad, as they should be doing, because they are the heels right now. So yeah, I know that's not a very interesting reason to go with the Young Bucks, just because you don't see any direction any team's going to go. But that's unfortunately all I have. They literally just had a tournament to get to this point, so there's not much in between. Sorry. Just not a lot of build for this match. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I'm not saying anything bad about the match at all. I think this is, if the Andrade and Pac match isn't going to be main match of the night, probably going to be this match. So that being said, I'm still going with the Young Bucks. There is a chance Lucha Bros can get in, maybe to get a short title reign, but I see him probably going right back on the Young Bucks if they do. So there you go. In the end, I'm going with the Young Bucks. AEW Women's Championship on the line here. Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, going against Kris Statlander. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that Kris Statlander wins here. Again, nothing against Kris Statlander. I know she's got a lot of fans. I know she's doing decent. She's appealing in this scenario, but this feels a little lackluster. I think that's, everybody beats up on the AEW Women's division, and I feel like I don't want to really just jump in and add to that, but there's not a whole lot interesting going on. I'm just being 100% honest, at least in my opinion. Nothing that really is drawing me in. Britt Baker is doing fantastic work. I'm not saying that she's not doing good, but besides Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, I really love what they're doing with Thunder Rosa, and I think Thunder Rosa is fantastic. There's not a whole lot that's drawing me into the women's division at this point in time. And Britt Baker, this is her first title defense on pay-per-view after winning the title. No way she loses. No way she loses here. Kris Statlander, maybe in the future, best of luck. Hopefully it pans out and you get a title win later on, but not happening all out. Britt Baker, this is one of the most confident matches I am on the entire show. Britt Baker easily gets the victory for, in my opinion. I think this is her easy win here. So there you go. That is it's in the books. The final fight, if Jericho loses, he will never wrestle again in AEW, and I believe he's going to be on the commentary team from now on, I believe on a Rampage. So yeah, I think at first glance, because since he's been doing so much commentary lately, I think a lot of people are going to get fooled by the stipulation, but like, oh, well, obviously Jericho's getting old. He's got a band. He's got Fozzy. He's probably going to want to, stop wrestling because, his matches aren't as great as they used to be, because they used to be absolutely fantastic. They're not quite up to that caliber anymore, which is natural. Nothing against him, but it's natural. And he's been doing a lot of commentary, like I said. So I think the stipulation is too obvious that obviously he's going to lose because he's already doing commentary. He's he's slowing down in the ring, blah, blah, blah. I think it's way too obvious. Plus Jericho just lost to MJF in the final, the Goliath Challenge of Doom or whatever the fuck it was called. So I'm going to go with Chris Jericho getting the win here. Yeah, on All Out. I know this is probably one of the more upsets that I think I'm calling here, but I think the stipulation is just too obvious. Jericho can go do commentary at any point. He's been doing it throughout the past several months and throughout the year. Jericho's just randomly been jumping up on commentary. If you don't have a match or anything really going on, he'll just jump on commentary. Why wouldn't he just do that again? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we need this kind of a stipulation to, to make sure he's on commentary. He can do that at any point. So with that in mind, MJF is bulletproof. A loss to Jericho is not going to hurt MJF. He's top 2, if not the number 1 best talker in the company. He's going to be absolutely fine. He's the best heel. He will always be the best heel in this company, I think, at least for a very long time, until I see somebody come along that I think can top him. Because even the likes of like CM Punk, as great as he is on the mic, even in his heelish days, he's not going to, I don't think, go toe-to-toe with MJF and best MJF as a heel. Not that he would, but anyway. So I think Chris Jericho gets the win here. MJF will be absolutely fine. They got all this feud's been going on for a really long time now. I know a lot of people want it to end, but I'm just going to say, yes, it has gone on long and we've seen several rematches, but I'm not 100% against long feuds, man. I'm not against the length of this feud. A lot of people are, but I think it's lasted perfectly fine. This is a perfect little climax end, wrap it all up right here, all out. I think they've done a really good job with the length of the feud. Obviously, I think they fumbled a little bit when you got a stadium match coming before the War Games match and all that you could have maybe played stuff a little bit different throughout this feud. But the length of it has not bothered me one bit. I am more of a fan of longer feuds. Keep stuff going. Don't do 1 month, 2 month out. I'm not about that, but that's just me personally. That might be your thing. I don't know. I think the length of this has been fine. And I think Jericho gets the final win here at All Out. So there you go. We're going to the TNT Championship match, not being defended on TNT, being defended on the pay-per-view here. We got Miro taking on Eddie Kingston. Man, AEW's been doing such a really good job rebranding Miro after they brought him in as a little cheesy sidekick to Kip Sabian. And, just like a gamer nerd, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being one of those. But when you got Miro, this freaking badass, coming in, playing some cheesy, it did not fit. I think it was very obvious it didn't fit. It may have been your thing. Wasn't even close to being my thing. He does such a good job being a bruiser. And as soon as he's flipped that switch in AEW, it felt amazing. It felt absolutely right. And you know what? He's clicking on all cylinders right now. Eddie Kingston, I think he's also kind of bulletproof. One of the other top guys on the mic in the company, will be perfectly fine when he loses this match, because I am predicting him to lose this match. Miro will defend the championship here. Gets the win over Kingston. And I think it's going to be one of those, Kingston's going to get the crap beat out of him, but he's going to keep getting up, one of those type deals, because we know Kingston, he's a badass. He's not going to stay down. Like, Miro's been steamrolling over everybody. He's going to try to steamroll over Kingston, but is not quite going to go that way. This is how I'm predicting the match to go anyway. And I think Kingston battles back, but in the end, he falls a little short. So that's how I'm predicting this match to go. Miro keeps the title, keeps the reign going, shows up on Dynamite, still the TNT champ. So up next, we got the match that is really selling this pay-per-view. CM Punk versus Darby Allin. CM Punk kind of teased before he even showed up that Darby Allin was one of the wrestlers in the business that he would like to wrestle. So really cool seeing this right out of the gate. I think I don't really know what to expect for the actual match. Punk hasn't wrestled in, what is it, like I don't 7 years, something like that. I don't know the exact amount of time, but it's been a while. There's probably going to be a cool moment with Sting. Pretty sure he's going to have a cool moment with Sting in this match. But I'm not assuming this to be match of the night. I'm assuming it's going to be a good match. It's going to be entertaining. The crowd is going to be, when you talk about cranking it up to 11, the crowd is going to be absolutely fire for this match. They better have, I don't know who's, I mean, I know who is. It's Tony Khan. Tony, like, booking the matches, for the pay-per-view as far as stacking the matches. If this isn't the main event, which I brought this up on Twitter and people were chiming in that they don't think this is going to be the main event, which is perfectly fine. Tom, my buddy Tom out there, said that this is going to kind of be like the Hogan and Rock match for WrestleMania, where it's going to have all the hype, all the electricity, but it's not going to be the main event, and the main event's going to suffer, which if the main event is the world title match. I believe it will be that case here. I mean, obviously Punk's winning. I know you're here to talk about Punk, who's going to win the match. Obviously Punk wins. 0.0000 negative 25% chance Darby Allin wins his match. I love Darby. Darby's awesome. Sting's awesome. Punk, awesome, but no chance Punk loses this match. This would be the most shocked I've ever been in my entire life if Punk would lose this match. So maybe they want to go for a crazy moment. Maybe they want to throw in a knuckleball, kind of throw us off. Don't think it's happening, not with Punk. So Punk gets the win. There better be a cool down match after this if this is not the main event. So if this is not the main event, they better throw in something like Big Show and QT or Paul Wight and QT or something in between. They better throw in a cool down match after this one. Who knows? It might be the TNT title match. We'll see. But this better not go on right before the main event, or you are shooting yourself in the foot with that crowd. So hoping that's not the case. I personally would probably use it as a main event if I was booking, but then again, I'm not doing shit. So there you go. I would want the biggest reaction of the night to be the last thing people see. CM Punk celebrating after a win, I think would be the perfect way I'd want to end All Out, but a lot of people do not think that is going to be the case. So we'll see. On to the main event here, which a lot of people are expecting to be the final match because obviously it's the title match. AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega defending against Christian Cage. Kenny Omega already lost the Impact World Championship to Christian Cage. Will he lose the world title for AEW? No. I hate to be quick and fast and easy and cheap about it, but no. Christian Cage is not going to beat Kenny Omega twice. Which is another reason why, me personally, I wouldn't put this on last, because I think it's very obvious Kenny Omega is not going to lose again. I think it was a great thing to have him lose to Christian Cage. That's great. That maybe draws in a little intrigue as far as, okay, Kenny Omega, he can lose. He's not unbeatable, but he's unbeatable here. He's not losing to Christian Cage. I love Christian Cage. Okay. Not winning. Okay. I am willing to bet this ibuprofen. I don't know. I'm willing to bet whatever that Christian Cage does not win this match. That's why I wouldn't put it on last. Again, you're going to have a heel Kenny Omega closing out the show after the crowd's already been burned out for Punk. Man, I don't know, man. I'd close it with Punk. But either way, wrapping up the predictions with Kenny Omega gets the win. High confidence. Kenny Omega gets the win on this. Now, if you're watching back, if you've lasted all the way through this, I did not predict any titles to change hands. That's risky, especially for an All Out, which some consider the WrestleMania for AEW. AEW, I don't believe they don't, at least not that I've seen openly announcing that All Out is their WrestleMania. I think the only match, if you're like, well, there's going to be a title change, I think it would be the tag team title match. I could see the Lucha Bros probably winning. I'm not seeing Britt Baker losing. I'm not really seeing Eddie Kingston winning the TNT title. I'm damn sure not seeing Christian Cage winning the world title. So if you really are out there and you're trying to make some predictions and you're like, well, I got to pick a title to change hands. If you really got to feel that way, I'd go with the tag team titles. I'm not doing it. I'm going out there and I'm going to say there's going to be no title changes on the pay-per-view, which I don't know, man. Could be risky. Definitely could be risky. So we'll see. So that is my predictions, guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Do you think I'm wildly off? Do you guys think Jericho is definitely done? You guys think Punk will lose to Darby Allin? Not happening. Sorry, I'll fight you on that one. But I don't think I have to fight anybody. I think everybody's in agreement that he's probably going to win. I think when looking at the card overall, just wrapping up here, I think the card looks really predictable. I posted this on Twitter earlier that it looks like a good card. The card, nothing really looks wrong with the card. It doesn't look like the most exciting AEW pay-per-view. Maybe if you factor in, the CM Punk element, it may be the most exciting pay-per-view. But overall, as a whole, it doesn't seem like, the best one we've seen. but it does look the most predictable. So is Tony Khan going to come in here and throw us a curveball, a knuckleball? Are we going to get thrown off here? I've had some people comment and say, we are not going to get that. This is not WWE. Talking to you, TB666. You know what I'm talking about. He says, this is not WWE. We're not going to be hitting any curveballs. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What do you got? I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you think it's a good thing for the show to be very predictable? Or maybe I'm the only one that thinks it's predictable. I don't know. Let me know down below. How predictable do you think this pay-per-view is? I think it's pretty freaking predictable, besides maybe the tag team title match. But I want to talk to you guys. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk in the comments down below. But that's it. I'm getting out of here. Guys, I am watching this pay-per-view. I hope you guys watch this pay-per-view. I don't know whatever means you guys go about getting it, but I think it's definitely going to be worth a Google, worth a watch, okay? And I look forward to talking with you guys about it on Twitter. So at Jobber Radio, hit me up. We can talk about it. We can talk about anything you want. We talk about WWE, talk about Ring of Honor. I love Impact Wrestling. If you made it through this, let's talk about Impact Wrestling. Unless you hate it, then we won't talk about it. But that's it. I'm getting out of here, guys. I hope you enjoy the pay-per-view. I hope you enjoy the predictions. I hope maybe if you're in a prediction league out there, this helped you out. And if you're not, maybe you stick around. Maybe you'll find one relatively soon. Who knows? All right, that's it. We'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.